All right. Good evening, my viewers and subscribers. Welcome back again to Mellache TV, Chess and Domino channel. Today, we're going to discuss and dissecting the Portmore League. Yes, we're going to try and predict the winners for the first week and the top 8 players. Yes, we have on set Andre Haywood, a.k.a. C4, and Professor himself, the great Professor himself, Mr. Wright, Floyd Wright. We get that correct, sir?
Yes, man. Oh, yes, man.
Floyd Wright, the Professor himself. Yes, my viewers. Going to dissect the Portmore League. So, Mr. C4, what do you have to say, sir?
Well, first of all, good evening, good night to the viewers in Domino land and prospective Domino people coming in. Yes, we welcome you, and we also like to give special thanks to Mellache TV for providing this platform for us.
You're welcome, sir. Yes, sir. So Mr. C4, the Portmore League going to start on Sunday, this Sunday. Sunday, that's what day? The 18th? That's the 18th, right?
Yes.
It's Sunday the 18th. What's your prediction so far in the schedule for this Sunday matches for this Sunday? Do you have the schedule with you? What are the schedule? What the schedule is like?
Well, we have a list of the schedule with 9 games on offering in the first round, and to proceed after that. The first match we'll be looking at would be Brayton versus Foundation, the defending champions Brayton. But we'll also be looking at Garbermead versus Bull Bay, Memory Lane versus Central, Mechanical versus Correctional, Caribbean Classic versus Cherry Gardens, Right Stuff versus Village Links, Masterpiece hosting Soursop, and the co-feature on the program, it's Links versus Nagohead, with a feature match coming from Merkleway in Passage Fort, as Passage Fort battles Fort International returning to the competition.
Okay, so that's 18 teams. That's 18 teams in the competition.
18 teams.
Okay. All right. The first match is Brayton versus Foundation. What are your prediction of that match? What is your prediction?
Well, defending champions, they are overwhelming favorites to win this competition with Foundation. However, Foundation found life easy the last time similar team in the ilks of Full Target went to Spanish Town and found going tough Foundation pulling off an upset. So they will have great memories of similar team, albeit it might be Brayton coming this trip, but they might have fun memories. So this could be a tricky tie for the defending champions, but they should get underway with a win right here.
Okay, so the Brayton team, they are the defending champions.
Yes, Brayton, the defending champions of the Portmore League.
Do you know of the players? Do you know about the players on the Brayton team? Is it going to be the same players, or we have a surprise getting?
Well, most teams have been keeping their cards close to their chest, But the reports are that Brayton will turn up with a strong enough team to challenge again for the top honors. They will have the same team with probably an addition of a few players. For instance, Jojo will now join up with Brayton coming over from Soursop.
Okay, Mr. Professor, what is your thought
on this Foundation matchup?
Yes.
by all things as a defending champion and going up against probably one of the Cinderella teams of this competition, Portmore League. I think it's easy pickings for Brighton for this one, and I'm not aware of probably Foundation improving on their aggregate of players they had last year, based on the fact that what we have seen over the past years regarding that team in particular. It's just surprising that for a team that has had close by with Fraser Whip was, they haven't had some of those veterans from that team coming over. So I see Brighton as easy points here. I must say, probably out of points too.
Brighton is the favorite then. Brighton is the favorite.
By far, man. It no close.
Okay. Well, Mr. C4, the tournament to go to quarterfinal. Is what, 8 players go to quarterfinals? Qualify for quarterfinals?
All right. 18 teams. The top 8 goes straight to the quarterfinal.
8 teams, yes. 8 teams go to the quarterfinals.
Yes.
Okay, but looking at this list here, we see at least about 12 very strong teams here. So it's
very strong. Yes.
Don't think it's going to be so easy, this tournament?
No, because the talents are distributed throughout the entire teams, and the fact that more teams are improving after players are more exposed to tournaments. So we expect that there will be some upsets.
Okay, great. Mr. Professor,
yes,
the second match, Garvey Mead versus Bulbedo. What is your prediction?
Just like I predicted for the previous match, this is going to be a one-sided affair. I don't see Garvey Mead to a team like Bull Bay. It just won't happen. If there's any points, I don't know how the points are distributed this season. What if you are beaten over in double figures, if you get a point or so forth. But I don't see Garvey Mead even getting a point in this game, unless that's the only surprise they can spring for me. I don't see them getting a victory. Okay. So Bull Bay for this one. Yeah. No surprise there.
Okay. Why you have that much favor? Why you favor Bull Bay so much over Garvey Mead? Because I don't think, did Bull Bay enter Portmore deal got last year? No. They have been over a year, but they have players who have represented various teams in the Portmore League. But they didn't enter as a team last year. It's Garvey Mead secured a victory last year. I think it was on their first victory in probably over 5 years. So
close to 20 years.
Yeah. Well, I'm just playing on the safe side, C4. Honestly. So I think it's about probably about 7 years I haven't gotten a victory. So I'm just I don't see them improving on their squad that they have at the moment. I've not been in the transfer window to see how much players have been added to this government squad, but relatively same players year in and year out.
So you don't see government upsetting any side this year?
Their victory could come from probably one of the teams that we mentioned earlier, because I don't want to jump the gun much regarding the team, the other fixtures. But probably the only victory I'm citing here, based on previous encounters in years go by, yes. Probably Foundation, probably one of the targets they could probably same thing. Probably the best choice for a win.
Okay. All right.
Just from the outset.
Yes, Mr. Destry Miller, big up. Big up yourself, Mr. Destry. All right, C4, your thoughts on the Garvin Bull Bay?
Well, it should be a walk in the
Our
park.
professor said it all.
Yes, a walk in the park for Bull Bay. News swirling around that Bull Bay could be very strong this season. And their semi-final efforts could be something that will be springboarding them in this competition. They will be adding a few players out west from the Hanover side. I think Chucky and company should be coming over, and they will coming over with the forces of the Hanover team, which is Archive. They have several team players that are very capable that should be representing Bull Bay this season. So, you know, they're adding some very good players, I heard. So their first fixture against Garvey, you know, couldn't be any kinder. Garvey, normally the seller team in the Portmore League, the president just merely enters Garvey, you know, to keep the bar going.
So what's your prediction is like for the score difference? What's the score difference, the prediction?
Well, this could be a high score. This could be a high score. This could go anywhere between 30 to 40.
Or 50. Only 50. A blowout. Unless normally in these matchups you'll find that some of the better quality players do not really attend these games. So
yes.
The French players.
That could help Garvey to put up a little resistance. Yeah.
But as the first match, you know, they could in for a surprise, you know. If them don't, all the good players don't come out, they could be in for a surprise for the first match. So
I'm waiting to see though.
That's a chance well taken.
Well, not in our books, so that will be a massive upset.
All right. The next match will be Memory Lane versus Central. What is your prediction, Mr. C4?
All right. The talk of the town pre-tournament was Central. But those talks are dying. You know, we're not hearing much more about the team that would expect that Central would line up this season. However, they should be good enough for Memory Lane, as Memory Lane, you know, probably will put up a little resistance as they're at home. But with the fanfare surrounding Central, it's wait and see as to what kind of Central team turns up on Sunday, as we won't know really and truly what's happening in regards to Central, because some players that were supposed to actually line up for Central this season, I'm hearing they're linked to different teams. So it's wait and see with Central, but they should get the job done against Memory Lane.
Okay. But is this the first time Central entering Portmore League?
Central Portmore League. Yes, this is the first time. They entered the Town League last season. That was their first. That was their first tournament.
Okay, but if my memory serves me right, though, you know, I think Memory Lane, although they didn't make the top 8 last year, I think Memory Lane did have quite a good team last year, you know.
Yeah, I think probably it's the best put together aggregation probably in their history since they have been in existence. Probably one of the probably easily probably the best aggregation.
They won a lot of games last year too. They won a lot of games.
It's probably a few victories that probably they wouldn't have probably.
Yeah, because if my memory serves me right, I remember I think Mellache was on that team, you know. Yes, Mr. Dylan, big up yourself, Mr. Dylan. What's up? You can what's up? Mr. Royal Williams, good night, good night, good night. All right, Professor. The mechanical versus correctional. What is your take on that?
Based on past stats, mechanical should get edgier, but usually correctional usually spring surprises, and they tend to get a few quality players in. They tend to do that. So last season when they were PORTMORE League, I think they had some of the best quality players. They even beat the team that was eventually became champions. So that was one of the biggest surprise at the tournament last year. So it's mechanical should get this job done, but as usual, correctional are unpredictable.
Okay, Mr. Center Forward.
Yes, I'm siding with Mr. Wright on this one. Mechanical for the money. However, correctional is always plucky and never an easy customer, especially when the tournament is at its beginning. Yeah, correctional.
Yes.
You don't want to play correctional at the starting of the tournament. They are seasoned player and they can upset any team on their good day. So, I'm making this as one of two potential banana skin.
Well, it's a good thing. Mechanical is having a home match because correctional service, I think their home ground is at Prisoner Valley. So maybe they will be taking prisoners there. Mechanical's prisoners.
Yes.
So it's good to mechanical is having their match at their home ground in Old Harbor.
Yeah, the reports are that mechanical will not be that strong this season. That's a report on the ground. And
Yeah.
I heard from good source that Peacock is
Great
on his way
massacre.
out, and he is one of the strike players for mechanical.
Okay, but mechanical is around their team, because they have Outlaw and Thunder and Domino Police and all those guys. I think it's a very rounded team,
They're
I know
around it, but still won't be as strong as last season, as some players will make the journey over to Central. And I'm hearing that there's a few players that would also move on to Bull Bay.
Okay, great. So
And there,
go ahead, Professor.
yeah, man, I was just adding to what C4. Mechanical probably not usually for the past couple of seasons I've seen they are not very strong in the early initial stages of the competition. So probably this is probably a tricky one, but mechanical correctional is not very good at traveling. They don't travel well either. Most of the upsets usually come at home.
At home. So the great Mr. Williams, Massacre himself, he will be what? Coaching, imparting his knowledge.
Well, it's basically wait and see with some players, as they look around for pastures new.
Okay. All right, Professor. The Great Caribbean Classic versus Cherry Garden. Caribbean Classic, how many times they have won the PORTMORE League?
Well, to be honest with you, it's countless times. As we stand, they would have.
To Mr. Mina for the stats and that.
One thing for sure is that they have won it more than any team.
Hasn't have like a good count, but it's in the teens. It's in the teens heading up to
high teens.
Yeah.
So when Britain win last year, it was a big upset then.
Well,
yes, because I think that's the farthest Britain has reached. They have a first final they have contested at, so it's in a sense upset is really all the team set out on paper, on the day. That is it, because as much as Caribbean Classic would have won the competition more than any other team, they might not. They are probably the other teams are not matching up with them in terms of caliber players. But I see them with a victory over Cherry Gardens at this present time. Cherry Gardens did put up, I think, a little fight with them last time, with probably because I think probably Caribbean Classic played with a second string team mainly. But I know Cherry Gardens are getting a few players. C4 probably can give me a little heads up regarding some of those players. Yes, and the players coming in. But I know that they have been shopping around for players and quality players too. So that's far as the word on the ground is. But this is C4.
So Mr. C4, Caribbean Classics versus Cherry Garden. Would this be a blowout for them, for Cherry Garden, or what?
Well, Caribbean Classic, they are the benchmark in Domino, even if they relinquished the crown last season. You know, yeah. when there's a competition with a Caribbean Classic involved, you know, they always start out as favorites. And Caribbean Classic will be back with the usual core of players that failed in their attempt last season. They will be hell-bent and probably want to prove something this season. And their starting place will be against Cherry Gardens. And it will be a long, long day for Cherry Gardens. Cherry Gardens has done some shopping, especially out west. They will have quite a few members from the Assassin team, but they will also have a few players from Mobile. Yeah, so you know they are shopping around, and I heard that Fargo, you know, is one of the persons in charge of the recruiting of players, and he has done some work, and so you know Cherry Gardens could be there or thereabouts. But this match against Caribbean Classic, you know, could be too much.
It might be also a tricky fixture for the Caribbean Classic team. I mean, based on what you are saying now, C4.
No, not really tricky. At home, Caribbean Classic is virtually invincible.
Well,
if you take away their embarrassing defeat to Links United, Caribbean Classic just does not lose.
At home too.
Yeah, so
remember that.
Yeah, so they're at home. So you'd expect that, you know, it's easy peasy.
If you are basing if we are using a point system in this to judge teams, even though Caribbean Classic lost in the semi-final last year, they would still be ranked as the number one team, even as much as Britain took the crown.
Yes.
So yeah, so it's a no-brainer. I think Classic will probably we can say, quote unquote, one of the easier teams. So the easier team, one of the easiest teams in the competition, one of the easier teams based on competitiveness. But if Cherry Garden turn up with the players, they are supposed to get on their agenda. Trust me, it will be a very good day, even for most of the game. I can tell you if they got
because last year I think Cherry Garden did fairly well last year, you know.
Yes, against them. I can't remember, but I think they did fairly well for most of the game. As I said, because I don't think Classic was at full strength either. I played their better players against them. So
Caribbean Classic won by almost 100 points.
100? I can't remember.
They throwing the towel. Cherry Garden throwing the towel, right?
Was a high score? Was a very high score because the players did not really turn out for Cherry Gardens.
So
I think it was
an elite team.
it was in the latter part of the season. I think they got a blown out. I think probably about 60. If I don't mind sharp, something like that. I can't remember the score. But it was an out of point situation.
Yes, Mr. Suarez, Curtis Suarez, big up yourself. Mr. Suarez said Sherry Garner will play a good match. And in the end, they will lose by only 20. So for our side,
Well,
we'll lose by 20 against Classic. That means that side will be playing very well, you know.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, and I agree with
better still.
And I agree with Suarez much. If those players are available, even some of those players that were there last season, plus with added quality, I believe that score like about 20 points would be reasonable safe to say they will be lose by.
Oh, okay. All right. We have Mr. Playmaster in the building. Another analysis.
Oh, we have said Master, the master himself.
Welcome, Mr. Playmaster.
Yeah, man. I've run out on the work a while ago, so I'm kind of late. Sorry about that.
Oh, yes, man.
Can't do it. I'm still at work, still in hide my car. I have to deal with this still.
Okay. All right. We're live. We're on live. Who's that? Nicky Samuels. Big up yourself, Nicky Samuels. Royal Taylor. Royal Taylor, that's who? Barry?
Yeah, man, Barry.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Mr. Playmaster, we're here trying to analyze in the Portmore League.
Yeah.
Yes. So the next match will be Right Stuff on Sunday. Right Stuff versus Village Links. What is your take on that match, Mr. Playmaster?
Straightforward off the bat. Right Stuff should win comfortably. Based on what I am hearing, the team at Village Link are in the Town League is not the team they will enter Portmore League with. They'll be severely weakened. And if that's actually the case, then they should lose comfortably to a Right Stuff side that will welcome back Lizard to the fold among other new players.
Okay, because in the Town League, I know that Village Link did have a very good team in the Town League.
Yeah, man, but most of the player them based on what I hear would have moved on. Lizard as one of them. So Lizard I go play against him former team again.
Poor Lizard.
You know, and him give me a commitment last night that him join back Right Stuff to bring them past the promised land, which is the quarterfinal. Because you know, a 10-year now or more Right Stuff don't pass a quarterfinal. So his aim this season is to unite the team and bring them forward. So I expect a strong statement this week in their opening match.
Okay, but I realize that every year Right Stuff made it to the quarterfinal, right?
Yeah, man, but they now win the match. They just go there and that's it.
Okay. Well, you have Andre and the team, young general now. You know the youngsters, they are doing exceptionally well now.
Yeah, and I hear that they get one of Pampas rising players. I don't know if he signed the contract as yet, so that's another one to look out for.
So looking for good stuff from Right Stuff this season, man.
Yes,
right,
man.
Mr. Centre Forward?
Well, I'm not sure.
You know, generally, now cut the centre forward, you know, generally when Waterhouse don't enter, they get the bad Indian, which
yes.
will
Yes.
boost the side even better, you know, and a Seba as well.
Yes.
And a Funky. So that's three good players to add to their ranks.
Okay. What is your take on it, Mr. Centre Forward? Right Stuff Village Links?
Well, Right Stuff will definitely be banking on Waterhouse. They'll try to see how many players they can get from Waterhouse, which they usually do. But you know, Waterhouse was planning to have a team in Old Harbour, but that didn't go through. So I guess that Right Stuff will benefit And so, they should have a good enough team to once again be in the top 8. And any number can play after that. So I'm expecting that they will take care of matters, as Playmaster say, against Village Links, who are not the force they were in the Town League, with players moving on. So yeah, we're expecting that right stuff, will prove too much for Village Links.
Okay, let's backtrack a little. I heard you mention something about Assassin. Is that a town side or rural side or what team? You mentioned something about Assassin.
Yeah, I mentioned Assassin is a Trelawney team. They have quite a few players that will be representing Cherry Gardens this season.
Okay, and the Brighton team is comprising of what, rural players though? The Brighton team, majority rural players.
Not majority, but they will have rural help in the form of Royal Boss and company. Jojo.
Centre forward, you know that full target is over Brighton now. So
Brighton, yes.
Yes.
Oh, the full target
Brighton.
team.
Yeah, man, and Brighton bringing the man at the moment right now, Jojo, one of the most sought after player.
Yes. Yeah.
So
All right,
signature.
Mr. Professor.
Mercenary.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Professor. What is your take on the Masterpiece versus Soasap?
Well, based on
Soasap jersey,
repeat.
See, having on a Soasap jersey, the green and yellow.
No, man, this is a
I
Gunners.
wonder if you're representing.
Yes, man. Professor returning home, man.
Well, the question, no? I mean, if there is something like that, it when they say and I go it come. So I could see. But we look at the Masterpiece match, it usually for Soasap playing, it usually be a somewhat of a fixture that is a bother to Soasap. So even last season it was a very tricky situation. I think it was in single digits that they won. You correct me there, C4. Was that the case? Against Soasap last season.
Every season against Masterpiece is always a tough one for Soasap.
Yes, yes, it's always something. I don't know why.
Yeah, man,
I think
right, Professor. The last Town League, man, first half they were leading Soasap,
Yes.
Second half Soasap draw for the belt, and the rest is history.
Yeah, but I think they always give us a tough fight. I don't know. It doesn't matter where they are in where they lie in the standings. It was a tough one for Soasap, because one of the things that Soasap probably the ground is one of the places that Soasap usually don't have their home ground. Usually have an uncomfortable setting. I think probably because of the all the ground is set up. So Soasap players them usually don't have a very good or a welcome time there. I think that is one of the situations. So it doesn't matter where Masterpiece is in the standings, Soasap always get a little competitive edge from them. So, but this should be a much easier one for Soasap. I think this is one of their victories in the bag. Coming from a good Portmore season, albeit they don't have some of the quality that they had last season there. For the last Town League, but Soasap should get this one home.
Okay, Masterpiece, that's a side on Old Harbour Road, right?
Yes. And
but
as I said, Masterpiece
normally have some good players too,
Yes, they are the veterans there who usually have a fair amount of quality. But one of the things that is that it's similar to like a right stuff in a sense. So they are players. The younger version of players are not in abundance, and I think that is one of the situation with Masterpiece.
Okay, it's like a West Indies side. They only have the old players and not recruiting the young players.
Yes.
Also to note, Prof, with Foundation back in Masterpiece, will lose some players.
Oh yes, a few of the Coalition. Good to know.
A few Foundation players represented them last Portmore League, Town League, yeah. So
yeah,
they will
Town
go
League.
back home definitely.
Okay, because I know they're supposed to have Taco and Rico and Wanda and those persons.
Yeah,
those persons that will be moving on. They're going back to their original team or other teams, but I don't think they will have that same sort of aggregate. And I think, in fact,
the Western players as well would have moved
as well, yes. And in fact, probably this is one of their most the Town League was probably one of their most. Well, they reached the quarterfinal of the previous Town League, but I think last year they put up this last season in the Town League. They made some very good. They played some very good games.
Yeah,
against quality opposition.
Games.
Yes, against quality oppositions too. So I expect that to be a little motivating factor for them. But based on the fact that they're not getting any younger persons involved, I think that will go back to their usual self.
Okay. All right, let's widen my knowledge a little bit. Mr. Center Forward. How many teams have won the Portmore League before?
Who are currently in this tournament?
You know, look like Center Forward freeze.
Yeah, look like his internet is giving problem.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Go ahead, Professor.
No, I'm just saying. Are you asking if there are teams currently
won the Portmore League before?
Currently, with teams currently playing like in this competition, because basically.
Overall, in general.
Well, for me, C4, our Playmaster can probably help me with this. Probably I've been a part of this competition for over a decade. All the classic Ride Stuff,
Eagle View,
and
Police.
Him say Cable and Spark with it one time. We are back in our
yes.
Yeah.
Hurricane too.
Hurricane,
I think
yes.
And
so Links probably only one season.
Not sure I remember.
I think. Remember?
When Olaba win at the Portmore League, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Olaba won as well. Yeah, Olaba United.
I think Links get a win.
Yeah, man. I think Links have a win.
We're not quite sure. No, they probably didn't lose that much to Caribbean Classic. I think them walk away from the match.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the game. That was the game they walked away from.
Yeah.
Match.
What?
Yeah,
what happened to all those clubs, Mr. Center Forward?
The other clubs, the Radication and the Hurricane.
Yes, and the Eagle View.
And the Eagle View.
Defunct.
For Eagle View, when Dykes died, Eagle View become dormant. And most of the players went on to Links and Waterhouse. So Eagle View have been the nucleus that Waterhouse formed from, with Presser being the center of that team.
Oh yes, that's true. Mm.
Okay. And the other teams, what happened to the other teams? Because
Radication did always play Portmore League until the war. The war was one of the main.
Yeah, I think that put a damper. Yeah.
Gregor Park. Yeah.
Mm. And Hurricane, I'm not sure what the main reason why them.
I think Links. Remember? United now.
It's a branch. Probably a Hurricane.
Hurricane tried to come the other day, with Iras and those men,
No, Links used to control it, and him have a place. I think they know which part Links United.
Ian.
Yeah, then.
Ian. So Ian.
So
Yeah,
so
but them
Hurricane
type of
is
things,
probably a splinter of Hurricane.
yeah.
Links probably is a
Yeah,
splinter
yes,
of
yes,
Hurricane.
That's
yes,
the
yes,
name,
yes.
but not players. The
Not
name
players. The name, but not the
and
players. Yeah,
connection. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
talking about links, Mr. Playmaster. What is your input on the Links United versus Nago Ed? I think that's
Well,
a very good match, you know.
yeah. I would want to think it's a good match because Nagoed generally plays very good domino. It's a team that believes in themselves, and I expect big things from them this season. However, I was trying to see if they got in any additional help because I was of the view that if they got in like two more solid pairs, I would have them as a shoe in for the top 8. But I didn't get that information as yet. So the match Sunday, straightforward again. Links with the idea coming off of the last league that just played. I expect them to move forward because most of us expected Links to fall with the Newcastle players that left. And they surprised us all and went to the final and was one game away from winning it. And I got some information that they added quite a few players to the ranks as well this season. So I expect that they should beat Nago Ed. It won't be an easy match, but in the end the class should prevail.
Okay, this is like the hardest matchup so far for tomorrow. Links United versus Nago Ed
I wouldn't say hard. I would say competitive.
are more competitive. Yes. What is
I
your
think
take on Professor?
I think this is, yeah, if my memory serves me right, this is a repeat of, this is somewhat of a dress rehearsal at what happened in the town league, because I think Links and Nagoed was the first matchup, Wasn't that the case?
Don't remember.
Yeah, man. I think Links and Nagoed played the first game, the first round game we played together. But I expect there might be some fairly amount of competition from Nagoed, but I think expect Links to run away with this one easily. Because
Easily.
Links has
Mind
retained
the
a
term
few
that
players.
mind the term that you're using, Professor. Easily. Because I don't think
Yeah.
these two teams.
I mean, probably there might be a fair amount of competition early out. And then it will be a blow away.
For who?
I mean,
For
I
which
just believe it. I'm
for
looking
which
at probably about 25
Links, yeah.
by 25 points.
Well,
Roughly.
Links going to win, beat Nago by about 25 points.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if Heiko or Sharpbats in the group, man. For Heiko to expound on that.
But sometimes losing by 25 points is sometimes it's fairly competitive too, The significant margin of victory might look wide, but there's a level of competitiveness there for most parts. So if I think Nagoed can put up that sort of competitiveness, and then they will just get away from them somewhere about they will just lose that game. So the margin of victory might not reflect the way they play in the game, but I expect Links to come away easily with this victory.
Yes, my viewers and subscribers. Thank you all for tuning in. And this don't necessarily mean that these predictions are correct. They are just predicting it. Don't mean that that's what going to happen. All right, Tardo Nelson, yes, big up yourself, sir. Everett Jarrett. Everett said, "You're correct, Mr. Professor. You're right. Links going to beat Nago said about by 25." I wonder if this person is a Links fans are they just know the stats from before.
Yeah, man. Because I think the last, I think their game, I think ended just about that. Their first game in the town league ended about just about there. I think about 30 in the low 30s. I think they got beaten by in the last competition. So I expect it to be there and thereabouts. But one thing I'm certain is that if Nagwe don't add much quality to their team, I think it will be just about thereabouts. But Lynx have probably one of the best aggregation assembled, and I think across these two competitions, and I think I expect them to be in the final of this one too.
But isn't Nagazed is a team that won what?
The previous only last season. The previous season.
The previous season.
Yeah.
They the champion for the previous season?
Yeah, man, they're the champions. But the Town League.
Oh, that was Town League. Oh, it's not.
Yes, Town League. Portmore. Yeah, you have to differentiate. The previous winners were classic Caribbean Classics for the Portmore League. They were a defending champion.
Okay, but it's a champion team you're talking about also, doing. It's a champion team. All right, Mr. Center Forward. Moving on to the Passage Fort versus Fort International. What is your intake on that, Mr. C4? You see that, Mr.
Look like him freeze again.
Andre Haywood, his connection.
Yeah, seems like he.
Yeah.
I am here.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a Fort derby, and you know, in derby games, you're going to expect that it's going to be a competitive game, even if one team is far superior than the other. You know, the pride of the city is at stake. So you know, when there's pride, you know, you always have, you know, passion and a stronger showing. Fort International should win and you know, announce themselves back in no uncertain manner. Yes, Fort International will be a strong candidate for top honors this season, and they should get the job done over their neighbors, Passage Fort.
Okay. I don't know if you want to reveal. I'm going too far, but I'm asking which side you're playing for, Mr. Center Forward. Are you playing in the league?
Well, everybody keeping them cards close to them chest, you know.
You're rather stay anonymous.
Yes, because next thing.
They got interjection there.
Okay, Mr. Playmaster.
Yeah, man, we have to apologize to Britain All-Star because when we were mentioning the Portmore League winners, we overlook them, and they are the defending champions.
Yeah, but we started out discussing them first.
Yeah, they were first on the fixtures.
Okay, no, man, because we see in a chat, so I have to make sure they get them big up.
Yes, man. Yes, man.
Yes, man. We probably can review it, but regarding that derby there,
the fourth
for me,
derby.
it's going to be a very somewhat tricky. I think expect the Fort International to get through on this one. However, one of the things I foresee for this season for the Fort International is the captaincy. It's going to be very significant managing this aggregation, because it seems so far it's going to be a large one. So the captain will have his hands full to manage this aggregation, and I think that is where, for me, the trouble going to lie with that particular club. However, I expect in this encounter they might just come away with winners. Because of the whole tricky situation with probably a lot of players to manage, that can probably cost them the game. But I expect them to do well against Passage Fort, which I can tell you we have quality players and players that are yearning to do well.
Yeah, I heard that the bomb squad, aka Bombers, will be over by Passage Fort this season.
Okay, so that means Passage Fort going to have a very strong team this season then?
No, not necessarily, because Bombers Never go out with anything last season.
So because Bombers didn't go out with anything, you're saying the players didn't go out with anything either then.
No, but I said that. We just said.
But question though. It's about 2 or 3 seasons, fourth international, haven't entered into a tournament. Why are they the favorite?
Playmaster.
Playmaster, take it on.
The compilation of the teams. Based on information, Fort is a traditional team. And quite a few players would have told me that from them playing Domino, Fort. So once Fort is playing, they will be joining 7 for Fort. And that speaks a lot about the team and the reputation of this team. For a team to be out for so long and players are clamoring to rejoin the team. Mark you, this is the first since I know Fort they'll be playing without Hardy, Wanda, and Lala, to be specific, and few more players. But they would have gone out and added some very exciting young players. Balki will be stepping down for 40 national, and this is a very good upcoming young player. Also, you're in that Super Blacks will be putting on the red, right?
Yes.
Genie Man himself, this man been playing some very good domino over the years. One of the underrated players that don't get a lot of recognition, right? And a nucleus of other players that would have done the colors of Fort yearly. Dudley, Lara, Sir Banga, and so on. The man himself, Mr. Paiza, right? So this team, while it might be a big team, it is a team filled with quality, both old, young, and experienced. And in the team, they have a very good captain in Shanda Paul who should be able to steer this team comfortably to victory over Passage Fort.
Okay, because I was just going to ask if you're putting tradition over activeness, But you're naming some active players now for Fort International. Because I know Fort International is a tradition side, but Passage Fort is an active side. You understand?
Yes.
But all
And
these
I
players
expect
at Fort, playing, it's just that Fort wasn't playing. Minus Shaggy, who hardly plays domino anymore. All of these and Paiza, all of these players been playing consistently. And I'm hearing that Taco step up from Little Fort to Big Fort. And Taco was one of the most outstanding players done by Passage Fort over the years.
Okay.
So that is a significant.
That's good news.
Yeah, man, and one of the man on the live is at Fort International, from out the east. You understand? And the analyst himself is there as well. Mr. Center Forward. So it's an excellent
hold on a
team,
minute,
man.
because
Excellent
there's a question asked in the chat, in the comment section from Mr. Everett Jarrett. He asked Mr. Center Forward a question. Mr. Center Forward, could you answer that question, please?
Yeah, answer the question, Zenda.
As we said, after Sunday, we all know where everybody there, because
not everybody, because some person will be watching. But most.
Yeah. But like Foley, we watch 2 or 3 games too.
Yeah.
So you're saying you're not playing either play master? You're not playing?
No, man, me. The domino sabbatical.
Okay, so will be analyzing then.
Yeah, man, from a distance. I might watch 1 and 2 match.
Okay. All right. I think that's the end of the
fixtures.
Sunday for the fixtures. Yes. Question though. What is your prediction on the match on Friday with Pampas versus who's other team again?
Our target.
Yeah, hard target. Yes, Pampas versus our target.
You know that match are gonna be a tough match for various reasons. When the season started, I think minus who play for Pampas, I mean I Center Forward alone actually did believe in that team here. Because Center Forward always big up them youth there. and say, yo, them youth over so ball can, he might as well big them up. So when them enter me, I say, all right, them youth are going to chuck them stuff and show them work. And I was disappointed because them lose some match that
Yes,
they're supposed
really.
to win. You know? But
Yeah.
me watch the team grow. Because every match that play, I am one of the persons that speak to these players. And I watch these players grow every match. Continuously grow every match. And they turn out and they beat to the biggest team in the tournament. You understand? And they did it handsomely. It's not like a buck up soon and they could have win by one and you say, boy, look. They played excellent. They came with strategy. They come with tactics. And that speaks a lot about their development in the sports. And when you look on the other hand now, Hard Target is a team that from the first match I had them as one of the favorite based on the compilation of the team. Hard Target is the only team in the competition that has 10 players. No designated captain, no designated scorer. And any night, any 10 player can play. And that can be good and bad for the team. Because if you have too much player, you might not give a man a chance to catch a rhythm. Also, it can be a blessing because if a man have a half night, you can replace him and get somebody else. Foley, for the last 3 matches, has come to the fore. Him come with the start. Now if you look at the aspect of the game and from him bust attack there. He's a man in form. You understand?
Perhaps probably the player of the tournament. In my
Yeah, man,
eyes,
trust me. Him
without a
turn up
doubt.
in a big way. Trust me. He turn up
To
in a
me,
big way.
even if they lose the final, you know, Paul still could have claimed to be the best player of the tournament.
Yeah,
Really?
it could be. If we don't look at the stats, because his stats are good, but you know Tyson would have the overall #1 stats.
Yes, Tyson
When you look
performed
at the
excellent
impact,
in the
when you look at
preliminary.
the impact on your team, then you could safely say Foley.
Yes,
You
you know,
understand?
yeah, because you know, our target not really perform as though them should perform, but Foley a stand
Yeah,
out.
man. Because as we tell you, you know, in a couple match, well, them struggle and it's him alone in the midfield really a fight. But you have to look at it and know say a very few match our target is at full strength, you know.
Yes.
Very few match, and tomorrow night will be one of the nights where they will have everybody from the first whistle, which, as I say, can be a blessing and it can be a curse.
So Foley, MVP for Foley.
Well,
No,
he's in the running.
we wouldn't know that yet still, but you know,
He's definitely in the running. Trust
yeah,
me.
but it in the
Them
runnings.
win.
But
I
for me,
wonder.
still, the key to winning that match tomorrow for Pampas, you have a player by the name of Bala. To me, out of all of the 4 or 5 of them young youth, the Bala, Balki, Jubi, Shaka, I have him as the better reader of the game. He's probably not so into the game like those other players, but I have him as one of them players. And I believe if he comes tomorrow and decide he wants to play some domino, he can lead his team to victory because Balki been playing excellent for the last couple of games. Shaka coming to his own. You know where you get from Genie man on a nightly basis. You know where you get from Shanda Paul. So you need the X factor, which I believe can be Bala. Right? For full target, for hard target, it is how they manage their squad. Because as I tell you, it's 10 solid players they have on their roster. And any night, anybody
Yeah.
can win. But you see that young man by the name of Illusion, if he comes to match tomorrow and decides that he wants to inspire his team, trust me, his charismatic style of playing domino, the vibes he brings to his team, when he wins his game, how he commands the attention of the player he's playing and the wider audience, that can inspire his team as well.
Yes, and Royal Boss.
Yeah, man, you know where you get from World Boss already, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, so
But,
it's a tough call, but if we're gonna be fair, our target would start as favorite, rightly so, but
Yeah.
for me, it's anybody's game. It comes down to tactics and who wants it more on the day. Because remember, it's a sprint. There's no break. There's no room for error. It's just one go.
But this Pampas this Pampas team, where everybody say lose by just the name alone.
Right?
Just the name alone. They are doing exceptionally well, man.
Yes, man.
Yes, man. And I think there's a player that is not being mentioned, that will do well, is Tornado,
Oh, yes,
I
man.
think he might just be a player that can make a difference in that final, As simple as I put it,
Yeah, man. Prof, somehow, me forget him, but you know why me forget him? When me see him, I say, come up your side. That before quarterfinal, I say, boy, don't with Domino. And I was surprised to see him come. And he played very well in the 2 matches. You understand?
Yes, man.
But he played very well. So you're right. Because
yes, man. He can be the trump card for them.
Yeah, man. You need a hole in midfield in the game, And him and
Yes.
Paul you understand?
Yeah.
Can bring that fire steam. Because remember, you need technical players like a player, a world boss good, because you can't allow him to win out your match. You need a technical player to play Carl Price as well. And if you have them locked down, you have an Illusion who can win out your match. You have a Chris who can win out your match. You have a Quinty on the bench. You have a O'Shea. You understand?
I don't know if you guys noticed something, and specifically to C4 and your Playmaster. When Carl Price doesn't play cross the table particularly well, I've seen him over the seasons, and he doesn't.
But surprisingly, the last
he doesn't set the well alive.
Played exceptionally well, because
yeah, man, in thing
Titans in back-to-back 7-1.
Quality. One thing I can tell you, he has what I say now, he has class. So when that is not what we are doubting, It's just in form when he come on to cross the table. See, over the season we've seen playing him down, and if you look at the teams that he has been on over the cross the table season, he doesn't do very well. But he has class and he can come good at any time.
Yeah. Like we speaking to the chatters, Mark Washington, remember, we're speaking off the top of our heads, and we all know the 10 players that play for hard target. We're not saying World Boss and Carl Price is not important to the teams. We're just talking about the X factors. Because at the end of the day, you know where you go to the World Boss, you know where you go to the Carl Price, but who can be the difference maker? Because if I ask you guys in the chat, who you think are going to win the match, you're going to tell me Carl Price, you're going to tell me World Boss. Right? Because those are the name brand players. But what about the X Factor players?
Yeah, that can make a difference.
So it's not a disrespect. And Everett, to answer your question, for the whole tournament, Juby playing very well. Yeah, man, but Juby is a youth where him just play when he win the game, him just knock the table, so you don't really see him.
Yes.
You understand? So most persons watching the live probably won't see him because he's not a flashy player, but he's been consistent for the whole tournament.
Yeah, man, he feel consistent.
Probably the most consistent player for Pampas until the last 2 matches when Balki took over.
But what we notice with the Pampas team, I was thinking that when the competition began, I was urging them to be flamboyant, to be expressive. They announce themselves. Them decide that they're not going that way. And they maintain the fact that they choose this way to go. They choose to just go through the tournament and play without flamboyance. And it appears because you notice this cause them now to have more discipline in their game. You understand?
Exactly.
Yeah, because when you're flamboyant, you tend to sometimes get too animated and jittery, and it can cause some games.
Over C4, they don't need to be flamboyant, because his name is already flamboyant, so they don't need to do. they don't need to be expressive for the general public, because the name says it all. And I think that I think the name is a very strategical move.
Yes, true.
Yes, we might be looking at it meant a lot, because even when they were forcing Chandapal to change the name, even players within the thing was forcing Chandapal to change the name, man. Even on the name Pampas and thing, and even all the persons who are analyzing this current competition were saying that they don't have a chance. In that team,
That's
we
true.
need more.
So hold on, Mr. Professor. You see the conflict? Our target hard, Pampas soft. You see
Soft,
that?
yeah. And soggy. You forgot.
Well, not saying the players soft and soggy, you know. It's just the name we are really
It's a
reminiscing.
Yes.
distraction.
Yeah,
It's
no,
a
that's
distraction.
the name. Yes. Which is
Yes.
probably a good. I think that probably that helps them, you know. The name probably take the pressure
Yes,
off the
yes, Professor. But let me tell you why.
Yeah.
You see, you want to have the players them more relaxed. You don't want to have them
Relax.
with people that will expect a lot from them. You know, so saying that they're soft, you know, actually take a whole heap of pressure off of them because
Pressure off of them.
people don't really go to expect the Pampas must deliver. You understand? So now
Yes.
they can play and enjoy them game and play because guess what? Now we are Pampas with soft. You understand?
All right.
So
Exactly. If you look at the past couple of games, especially in the quarterfinal, there is a part. If you realize, not a lot of persons target Shaka, you know, so he's a weak player, and he has made a difference in two of these important games.
yes.
You know, so that is something significant you have to look at. So one of the things that this aggregate has put forward in this commission is the youth. This is something significant, but probably we are overlooking. You know, these are not seasoned players that are in this competition. You know, so it says that it augurs a lot for young talents, and I think it is something that we can build on, and it has come with a ranking which has developed the players all around, veterans and young ones, and even the spectators, the persons watching, viewing, are be there in the geographical location on the night.
All right. So Professor, what is your verdict on the match on Friday?
This
stuck.
the game not play on paper, but
Yes.
the edge would definitely go to our target, and it was simple that if Pampas win, it's somewhat of a surprise, but they would be deservedly winners. You know,
All right,
I
Mr.
don't
Second
think.
Forward.
Yeah.
What is your verdict?
Well, our target is definitely the favorite, and will be a very, very, very hard team to beat on the day. Pampas must get everything right to have a chance
Yes.
against our
Yes.
target. They have to maintain the discipline that carry them this far, and they have to, you know, ride them luck at times because trust me, these players that are representing our target are seasoned players. They are some of the most of them are champions in the big
Yeah.
league. You know that if
Yeah.
you look at the makeup of Pampas, you realize the stark difference in terms
Yes.
of accolades, individual. So my art is saying Pampas. My art is saying Pampas.
Okay, Mr.
But
Playmaster.
you know, the our target team will be tough.
Okay then, thank you, Mr. C4. Mr. Playmaster.
You know, Domino plays on the day, and from an analytical standpoint, all logic would lead to hard target with the caliber of players they have. But when you look at how Pampas has reached to the final, the heart, the soul, and the drive that they have, I want to give them a fair chance of winning tomorrow.
Yeah, that alone can let them win, you know.
Yeah, man, the heart of them have and the momentum, I think, all being well, but to go through that our target site, I will take a lot out of them. And
Yeah.
Okay.
this game will be playing to 150. 150 is a very steep road. Very
Okay.
steep road.
Like what is it? Ardine or Ardine Williams said in the chat, Domino plays on the day.
Yes, man.
Yes. All right. We realize that we have Sonic in the chat. Big up yourself, Sonic. You have put
Yes,
on
big up, Sonic. Well done, well
a
done.
Well, good
phenomenal
competition,
tournament.
good initiative.
Yes, good initiative. It well deserved. Understand?
C4, you
All
did
right.
do the top 8 already?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
what I
man.
was going to ask now. I'm going to ask all three of you.
Because somebody in the
Um,
chat asked him to do it.
yeah, C4, what is your top 8
Wow.
for the Portmore League?
Yeah.
Well, you can start with Playmaster, you know,
Uh,
because I want rough task, you know.
all right.
Why?
You're looking at the list, Mr. Playmaster. You have a list?
Yes, man. Yes, man.
What is your top 8?
All right. So right off at the top, Brayton, Caribbean Classic, Right Stuff, Tower Stop, Links. That's how much? 6,
5.
5, 4th International, Bull Bear. And the last one rough, cause you have
Yeah,
Central,
I have person saying you have at least 12 side
Cherry
in this
Guard,
setup. In this
Nago
setup,
Head.
I make the
Yes,
top 8.
man. But I go with my guts and just take a wild guess and say Central to make them first top 8.
Okay.
So them are the outsider for me.
Okay, so a new team will be in the top 8 for you.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Professor, that will be your top 8.
Just to there are 18 teams.
Yes, 18
What I will
teams.
do is for to make it much easier for me is to pick 10 teams and those it will come from that 10.
All right, listen 10 teams, Mr. Professor. All right, I think
Internet problem.
yeah, he's back. I need to add him back to the stage. All right, go ahead, Mr.
All
Professor.
right. Yes, man. I was saying that based on the what I've the motor teams, I would make it a little bit easier for me. So I want to make persons realize that to be give everybody a fair chance. So my top 10 would be this is where I think the top 8 will come from. These 10 that I'm counting now. Come from Brayton, the defending champion, Bull Bay, Mechanical, Classic, Right Stuff, Soursop, Links, Nagwed, Port International, and how much is that? Port, and then how much we have so far?
That's all right, 9.
2,
Yeah,
3,
and
4,
yeah.
5, 6, 7. Yeah. 9, yeah.
9. So the next one will be Central.
Will be
No, I'm going to
Central.
pass it forward. Pass it forward. I'm going to believe. So they pass it forward.
So you're not going back Central. You're not going back Central.
No, knock out Central. Knock out Central. So pass it forward. So
All right. So you're not go with the roads on the road because you have the roads on the road that Central will be dangerous, you know.
Yeah,
So you ignore that.
Yeah, I ignore that, man. Everything
But,
don't check the apple cart, you know.
Your list 10 teams, right?
Yes.
But the question I'm asking you though, is that the correct order? Is it the correct order or just randomly list 10 teams?
Randomly, because at this moment I couldn't even say. I probably could call about 4 teams that I know will probably win, but not in the order that I call.
All right. Before moving on to center forward, we asked center forward this question. I'm going to forward it to you also. which team are we expecting you to play for, Mr. Professor? Which team you're playing for?
I think the professor is keeping that card close to his chest. That will be decided. That will be decided. That will be decided after the first game.
After the first one.
Yeah.
So nobody wants to disclose.
Words on the
Nobody
street.
wants to disclose
No.
any team they're playing for.
But words on the street. But words on the street is that the stomping ground might be the place.
Okay.
You can read between the lines.
I saw you come out. I saw you come out in your Source Up jersey, you know, green and yellow.
No,
you know,
man. The Gunners.
All right, center
let's see.
forward, you're top 8.
All right. The Britain defending champions. That would be 1. Caribbean Classic would be 2. Fourth International 3. Perennial semi-finalist Soursop will be 4. Perennial quarter-finalist Right Stuff will be 5. The beaten finalists last season Mechanical will be 6. The talk of the town of recently Bull Bay is 7, and Links United as a 8 team.
Okay. Very strong teams, those.
But you know, you got have teams that can create upset, namely Central, Correctional, Cherry Gardens, Masterpiece, Nagohead, and Passage Fort.
Yes.
All are capable of upsetting the upper cart.
Yeah.
There's a foundation Gavin need a memory in a red shop.
Yeah.
Really? Not really for foundation, you know, because you know, there's a little project around foundation, you know. We don't know, you know. Because they love Domino around there, you know. So
Yeah, man.
you know.
But they don't like play competition, they just love play.
Yes, yeah. But they might gravitate to it this season, you never know.
Exactly.
All right,
and earlier I said that because of man. I think what I noticed about absentees from this year's competition is highlight. I don't know if you guys realize that.
Yeah, I like
They normally play PORTMORE. Because they like their home ground.
No, man. Yeah, remember Garvin Mead normally highlight.
They didn't play a Garvin Mead last time. So, man, Garvin Mead have something up their sleeve, you know.
Well, they didn't do much last season.
Yes.
And I think probably that's probably their best squad for years. I think probably that season was probably their best squad. Garvin Mead, that is. So with the help of
Olive and company.
Yeah, man.
All right.
So
in the closing, any last words, Mr. Center Forward? Closing remarks.
Well, we just ensure that this platform that we have created, that we could use it to continue to increase the viewers, and we have a lot of persons can get to tune in, ask more questions, and we like the platform, and big up to Mellache for providing it, and also big up to my co-host, Playmaster, and Professor, as we look to make it bigger and better in the coming weeks.
All right, thank you, Mr. Center Forward. Playmaster?
Yeah, man, before final words, I don't know if you guys did it, but I still want to do it because it can't too much. Tonight, shortly, when I leave here, we're going to Waterhouse for Future Girl, Candlelight.
Yes.
Passed away.
Yes, definitely, man.
You know, tomorrow, big match at the Sansan Cross Table League. I will be live for that match. Saturday, man called Kill Bill and Z-Bass.
Yeah.
Domino Extravaganza and Cookout out of East, out of Bombers Ground. So pass through and support.
Match two.
Also,
Mechanical, I think. Here.
Yeah, man.
Match,
Chicken from
match up.
the Waterhouse Club as well will be keeping his birthday party out further east out of St. Thomas. Saturday as well. So if you can support, give us strength. And Monday, legendary man himself, Billy Slaughter, his birthday event by Herbal Tea headquarters. Yeah, man. We are all Domino players, so who you can support. And we just live with loving. In closing, I want to big up everyone that love Domino and supporting this movement. You know, when Mellache brought this idea to me, I didn't hesitate to jump on board because this is something I love. And me not one of the biggest players in the world, but me one of the smartest man I got ever make. And I believe that with my smartness and my love for Domino, I can do something to elevate the sports. And this platform I see as one of the ways. I have a lot of initiative that I want to put in place as the season goes by. And we will include it. So big up everyone that tuned in. Whoever will be watching the match, this podcast delayed, big up as well.
All right, thank you, Playmaster. Professor?
I would say this platform is truly what something that we need to enhance the development of the game. And I appreciate to be a part of the initial staging of this this discussion. But going forward, I think we need as collectively to ensure that we not only have a platform where persons listen, but to help the development of the game. And I would urge other persons to join the conversation online and subscribe to the Mellache TV channel and let it grow. We can't have so much people in the Domino fraternity and we're not supporting this channel that is pushing the sport out there. And again, I must thank you guys and all the persons who participate in the chat. I appreciate this platform and we look forward to more times like these.
All right, thank you. All right, my viewers and subscribers, we come to the end of our show. And I'd like to say special thanks to my co-host, Center Forward and Plan Master, our special guest professor. Yes. And all my viewers and all the person who participated in the chat also. Yes, and someone asked in the future, yes, we will be featuring managers and captains also, and potential sponsors. So thanks to everyone who tuned in.
Yeah, and gracias. Next week show will be even bigger and better because we'll actually start to look back on the games that happened.
Yeah.
And some upset happen. So yeah, we look forward to that.
So this will be every Thursday between 6 to 8 p.m. every Thursday. So tune in every Thursday between 6 to 8 p.m. for the analysis of the Portmore League and dissecting the league and other tournaments also. So it's not only for the Portmore League, it's for other tournaments also. So big up yourself, everyone. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share. I'm out. Thanks, everyone.
Blessings.